Oh, you got a microphone.
Oh, I got a microphone. Yeah.
You don't sound any different though.
That's because you're hearing audio from a different mic, and then they're hearing the sexy kind of the
Damn.
deep,
So you're gonna be
very white.
You're gonna be super crisp. You're gonna be super crisp and warm, and I'm gonna be fucking all.
You're gonna sound good, man. I got you leveled up. You sound so fucking good right now. Everybody, welcome to Wired and Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's Twitch. We're giving away a pair of Astro 810 headsets thanks to our good friends at Astro Headphones. We just started the stream, Prof, and we are already halfway through a level 1 hype train. That's cool. We got Prof on today. The King Gompo himself.
Level up the hype, dude. All the hype. What are you drinking there?
A little bit of Old Forester.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, Melissa Messner's in this motherfucker, and I've been waiting to do this. Prof, you're probably not going to see this if you don't have Twitch open, but Melissa Messner has gifted a total of 590 Tier 1 subs to the channel. All right? 590. So, Melissa Messner, baby girl, this is for you.
Melissa fucking Messner.
Yeah, baby.
Did you play something that's supposed to sound like something?
It's a hot dog dabbing, and it says, Melissa fucking Messner. Shit is tight.
So what does that mean? She gifted you subs to?
That means she's gifting people who are watching. So all your people that came through today, you know, she's gifting out subs to them. So she's buying them subscriptions to the channel.
Don't know what that means either. So
she's a dope boy. She got that Coke money.
Okay. Sick. Fucking sick.
Well, it's halfway through summer. It's almost all the way through summer. Things have slowed down a little bit. You just had what looked like...
What do you mean things slowed down? What does that mean? What does slowed down?
Coronavirus slowed down a little bit.
Slowing down, bitch. I ain't never slowed down. You just slowed down.
The motherfucking coronavirus slowed down a little bit, and it looks like you just had the fucking comeback of the century, man. So congratulations to you, but I kind of want to talk about that. What made you choose Rochester for this fucking throwdown?
Dude, it was just the rent. It was a long time ago, the first show that was bought back, and it was like the promoters. His name's Nick. I don't know his business name or whatever.
Shout
but Mike would
to
know.
Nick.
But he was like, he bought the show, and that was, we were just canceling shows, obviously, for a long ass time. And this was the one we were like, vaccine by at this time, numbers going down. You know, this was months and months ago. We were like, all right, let's do that. So that was just the one that we were, you know, the one furthest away that we were like, we think that can happen. So when it just fucking happened to be, you know, Rochester, Minnesota, obviously.
Yeah. How far away is that from Minneapolis?
It's about like an hour and a half.
Okay, that's not bad. It looked fucking insane. You played the fairgrounds, yeah?
It was cracking. It was like fucking cracking. Yeah.
I mean, dude, I just had my first show too, and it was like in a festival-y kind of situation. I played with Lupe Fiasco in Anchorage, Alaska, but I just showed
like,
up.
Like you said, Lupe Fiasco.
Lupe Fiasco. I just showed up with my shit plugged in, rocked, and dipped. But it looks like, I mean, how much of the production of that show did you guys plan? Because
we worked for it all. Like, we started selling thousands of tickets, and we were like, "Oh shit!" We were like, "This you know, we were like, this is gonna be as big as Prof Outdoors." So we were like, "We should get it cracking and design lights and fucking do everything, you know, and fucking practice a lot, you know."
Yeah.
All of my Powderhorn Suite songs or whatever, the whole record I didn't tour. So all these new songs and shit, and my every fucking song on Powderhorn Suites is the hardest song ever to perform that I've ever done. So like when you come to Pookie Baby, Liability, King Gompo, all those, and performing live, any song off Powderhorn Suites would be harder to perform, would be the hardest song I've ever done. And there's like 6 of them. So I practiced a shitload, and it's really, I didn't think I'd be able to do it. And like my first practice with Wonka, my voice went out in 2 songs.
Oh hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, when COVID hit, I was at world-class level, 80-minute a night, every single night, fucking vocals. This is a physical thing. Like, you don't make sounds out your neck without muscles and things moving. It's not like some magic flute that just comes out. Like, you got to work for it. And I was in incredible vocal shape. And then after a year and a half to, year 3/4, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Practicing that 2 songs in, I was like,
in rehearsals?
Yeah, in rehearsals.
Do you ever have so sometimes, like, not sometimes, a lot of the times I can, I'm rehearsing, but I don't have any competing noise because I rehearse in ear. And then I get on stage, the adrenaline kicks in, and I'm pushing a little harder than I normally do. And so I'm pushing through instead of like just letting it like open up. And I'm like 4 songs in, and I'm like,
try this. This is what I do. I practice without in-ears, and I practice in monitors, just like the old days.
Yeah.
And then when I go in, I put when I'm the day of, I'll put in my ears, and that balances out my adrenaline. I can hear myself better. It's kind of like warming up in baseball when people,
with the
batters are swinging with a heavy bat.
Yeah. Damn.
Try that, dog.
That's a pretty fucking goddamn Melissa Messner with all the goddamn subs. Here you go again.
Melissa fucking Messner.
Damn. How many does she have now? I think she's in the 600 range. We are in the level 5 hype train. We're 32%. That's bottomed out. We're all out of dick when it comes to level 5. You're just all out. So they're
all the way in. I got no more to show you.
605. You have Melissa Messner with 605 subs to this channel.
So does that mean now 605 people are watching?
It means, well, there's 101 people watching right now, but 605 people have gotten a 1-month subscription from Melissa Messner throughout.
To your channel.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She's not fucking around.
Okay, so now I understand what you're saying.
And if you're a subscriber to the channel, you have a chance to win a pair of Astro A10 headphones today. If you just hit !raffle into the chat, fuck around and win some headphones. All I'm saying is it could sound better with a pair of these on. You like that?
Oh, them some good bits.
Astro headphones.
I put on headphones too, but I can't hear myself in.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea. I have so much shit going on though, because we have like the live instrument thing going on. So we got like click track and all this dead space that, if we were going through monitors, it would just be like dink, donk, 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 dink, donk, donk.
Yeah, that'd be annoying.
Hella fucking loud.
No, it's in your fucking ears. It's in your head anyways. That sounds even more annoying.
Well, I have it turned down. I got my own personal mix in my ear.
God damn, that sounds way too complicated, man.
It was a bitch to set up, but now that I have full control over everything, it's like I don't ever want to go back. And my frugal ass figured out a way to I was programming my own lights, and then I was like, man, how could I get it so I don't have to have somebody mixing my in-ears? And then just created this whole entire setup where I mix my own ears right there on the computer, have all the sends out. I just drop my tails down. My shit's pre-mixed. I got effects.
Do you do that live too?
Yeah.
Do you mix yourself live?
It's already mixed because it's in Ableton. So I do delay throws, and I got, if I want my voice to distort at a certain part, the automation kicks in, it'll be distorted, and then it'll kick off when the hook is done. If I want auto tune on, which is really rare.
That distortion matches the live performance too, obviously?
Yeah, it comes right out the mains.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's wild. It takes some time, but once you have it, and then you just plop it down, and you just got this automatically dope ass show. That's cool.
Wow, Cody, are you listening to this?
Cody, it's work. I'll teach you, Cody. Is he your
That's
automation guy?
Nah, Cody's just like, right now, Cody is just like, I'll do what anything that no one's doing, and he's doing it. He's doing all types of shit. I don't even know his job. He's trying everything. He's doing everything.
That's dope. Shout outs to Blue G Productions. Somebody in the chat said, I will body slam my wife's entire family if Prop gets a Twitch channel.
I bet I do. I bet I have it. So
go to Twitch.
Get ready, bro.
Twitch.tv/prof and fuck around and find out.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure I already have a Twitch. So does that mean he's already got a body slam? He's gotta get ready.
You gotta roll up on your lady's uncle and fucking toss that motherfucker.
Toss him with jelly.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know how you felt. I know I was texting you before I left, because when I fired up all the gear again and I started speaking through that microphone, I felt like I didn't remember anything. Like I couldn't remember anything. Like it was just this blank fucking slate.
In practice or live, or the day you first performed? Practice or performance?
Practice. No, shit, that'd be terrifying.
Okay.
Although there is always a moment before I go on stage where I'm like, where the fuck am I? Who the fuck am I? And then like the lights turn on and I'm like, and I got it. But yeah, when we fired up the gear and I put my in-ears in for the first time since it got canceled, because I was on tour when this shit got canceled, it's just like my whole brain went blank. And I couldn't think of anything. I tried to think of the first words, and then the second, like a millisecond before the beat dropped, it all came back to me, and it was like
that happened. It's like muscle memory, music memory. There was a moment. I was with Wonka, and there was like a pivotal moment in the set where it changes and something crazy happens, and I think I was like at some crazy big ass sold out show, maybe First Ave, I think it was. And I remember I turned to him and I'm like, drinking, and I go back to the DJ booth and I'm like, yo, how does this verse start?
No, I've done that so many times.
And
like, he goes, what's the first
line?
like this?
He goes like this. He goes, oh. And the dopest shit ever, the most ballsy fucking shit ever, I go, all right, just play it. You know what I mean? And it goes, bow, and it starts right away. It's not like some huge introduction or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is it? He was like, I don't know. I was like, all right then, just let's go. Neither one of us have any fucking clue how this is gonna go, but I knew that's how it fucking rolls. And right when it came in, wow, I was there, first word.
It's crazy. It's like this tension build up until that fucking beat drops, and all of a sudden your brain goes, just kidding, got you.
Wow, got it. Yeah, that's how I felt when I first got on stage in Rochester last week. I was like, it was some weird time warp. It was like the whole 2 years was just gone, and I've been touring the whole time. I felt like I never even got off stage. I was like, boom, I got up there and I was like, ba-da-da. It was so normal for me. My hype levels went down, like when I was getting ready to go on, I'm always like hyping myself up. Once I got on there, I was like, boom, and it was weird. I was on the magic carpet. I'm on that thing.
You started on the carpet.
Yeah, 40-foot
fucking
carpet.
move.
40-foot carpet on there. Right when I got on there, it's really tough, muscle wise, and it requires a lot of like it's like you're jogging and because all of the instability and shit, you're really firing your muscles and shit. So it's like you're running and going. But I remember right away, I'm like, okay, I just 10 seconds in, I caught it, and I was like, calm down, and I was like, I never left this fucking red carpet. I was like, I've always been here. It was like there wasn't a fucking quarantine. There wasn't fucking. It was like I was always there. It was some crazy time travel shit.
Damn, Voodoo Child gifting 10 tier 1 subs to the channel. Motherfucker, hell yeah.
10 tier 1 subs channeled, subscribed and subscripted. Subscribed and subscripted. Smash the notifications.
So one thing I was saying, because I feel like I'm pretty open and honest how like I'm feeling most of the time, and like when I showed up to Alaska, I was like, people are like, dude, how are you feeling? Like, are you excited to play the show? And I was like, I am actually very nervous right now. And the more people ask about it, the more nervous I get, because my philosophy is as such, like, these music, like the music is muscle memory, like you said. Reciting your music is not the skill that I think we've hammered down over the past decade, right? The recital of the art that I've made is not really my job when I step on stage. It's the performance. It's the interacting with the crowd. It's the making the music connect. It's capturing the emotion that exists then and there, opposed to the one that you try to force into it or something like that.
You have to MC everything. You got to run that motherfucker and control of however, like hundreds, thousands of people. Like that's.
And how do you rehearse that? You know? That, for me, it was like, I got the music shit down. Like, I had a moment where I was like, I don't remember it, but then I got it. But now it's like,
I think that you're me headlining. I knew everybody was coming back to see me. Obviously,
yeah,
you know, I think you had the harder. You had the harder job to step back into. I think that was opening, that hard.
And they were stiff. I mean, like they had to go through some locals for a little bit. Not saying the locals are whack, but like most of the time, if people don't know your name, they won't ride with you unless you're just absolutely insane. But
like me.
But locals sometimes lack the experience and the exposure to like put themselves in situations where they can actually perform like that.
Yeah, show back you were opening up and you're winning new people over. That's a lot harder than what I did.
It's hard. Yeah. It was like a couple thousand people already drunk at that point and like coming out hot.
I want to see. Let's go, Lupe.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. But I will say we won them over. We did it. I feel like we did really well. And motherfucking Lupe kept having technical difficulties. His shit kept dropping out. So we kind of looked like the pros that night. But it was also like, this isn't my crowd. You showed up to thousands of your people singing every word. Yeah. Like you can lay a fucking carpet over them and walk on them for your first song, which is a ballsy move. How do you rehearse that?
Well, we did do that once.
You
came up with the idea. And I was like, this is perfect. Like, I've always wanted new ways of, like, interacting with the crowd. And what I always wanted was to, like, float over everybody. Just to be on them and, like, to touch everybody like that. But then, boom, the idea came up. A carpet on everybody. And I didn't think it could be done. And we rehearsed it in a park in Minneapolis before Soundset once. With, like, we just posted in some Facebook group or whatever. We're like, we need 30 or 40 or 50 people just to see how this is going to work. And I just walked right off of our van onto they were just packed in there, you know?
Yeah.
And I had no clue because I didn't want to walk out there and be like, first thing Soundset, like, yo! And it's not possible. I didn't know if it was going to be possible. Really, like a loose carpet like that. And, you know, and it worked, but all of these people were trying really hard to cooperate, and hold still and shit. And you get every once in a while you get a dude trying to fucking, you know,
yeet you off of it.
Yeah, and shit happens.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't do a lot of the crowd getting in the crowd thing. I don't like getting my shit grabbed, and
that's why I like you know, inflated, like being on something on top of them, you know, especially with COVID or whatever. No one's got to touch you. No one's got to, you know.
Yeah.
Still separate, you know.
All right. Maybe a kayak for me next time. I'm going paddles too, though.
Wow. You should use those paddles that they used on fucking Ultimate Gladiator.
American Gladiator. The jousting batons.
Yeah, you should just be in a kayak and just slam on motherfuckers.
First and last time I'd be able to do that. Some people got some questions, but the chat is moving so fucking fast. it's hard for me to pinpoint.
Damn, we're
On
level
this shit.
5 hype train right now.
We are
Cloud-
level 5
level 5 cloud
hype
chaser.
train. What do we got here?
On Twitch, sometimes like you get like kind of like picked up just live on something just completely huge, and all of a sudden you got like 100,000. I don't know Twitch.
If they put you on the front page, one time I did this thing where I was like, I was trying to do this like collaborative musical experience where like I made a melody, like I just took all these instruments and made like a little melodic loop, and then I was like, all right, who's got some drums, who's got some bass, who's got little other instruments or guitars or vocal shit, and it was just like a folder full of people trying to freestyle to the melodic loop. And I was like, let's not do any like vocal tracks, because I'm not trying to actually like produce a song right now. I'm just trying to like, this is just an exercise, you know?
Yeah.
And it didn't really work out all that much, so I just had to finish the beat. And Twitch fucked around and put me on the front page, and there was like 20,000 people watching. It's just me like trying to fumble through this loop.
And like all of a sudden you understand like, okay, that just happened. Like, did you
Yeah,
know
it
you were on the
just
front page? Did your numbers just start going up? Did you know you were on the front page?
We knew
Or
that
did you-
we knew that it was gonna happen, but I didn't know that to what degree it was going to happen or how long I would stay on the front page, and it just went fucking. And you
Do
know,
that now.
there were people like trying to fucking. They're like, oh, just fly my rap in, and then there's people like, this is fucking whack. Why aren't there any fucking drums on this beat? And you're like, God damn it, man. So, you know.
Everybody got something to say, man. Everybody got something to say.
That's very true. Somebody asked both of us what our most memorable moment of our first shows back was.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Man, for me, I feel like it was the feeling of, and this is gonna sound a little fucking egotistical, but I'm
your
good
shit.
at this. Like, it's why I love it so much. It's why I've actually sacrificed so much for it. And it goes beyond like playing music and like being dope rapper or whatever. I'm good at what it takes to have a bad day in this. And I forgot what it was like to wake up at 2:30 in the morning, get on a plane, fly for 4 hours, get off that motherfucker, run up to the stage, be awake the whole time, play music, kill it, hit the merch table, smile, be happy, like genuinely happy, not like put the fucking mask on, but I mean like genuinely happy, chop it up with all the employees, leave lasting impressions, turn the fuck around, go to the airport, fly home. Like,
The way you just described that gave me anxiety, man. I'm like, God damn, our job sucks.
yeah.
Fuck.
But it's hard because people just think you get catered to constantly, but I feel like I'm doing a lot of the catering most of the time. The only
Yeah.
time I get catered to is when I actually put my foot into the venue and I get the stuff that it was contractually negotiated to
You're
be given
literally
to
getting
me.
catered to. When you're literally getting
Yeah.
catered to.
That technically I'm paying for too. So it's like, I'm not, I don't know. I'm good at that. I'm good at that. And I used to always tell people, like, when we would bring kind of like, you know, kind of green performers on the road and on hard days, and they would be like, yo, how do you just like not lose your shit? And I was like, well, I'm good at that. Like, I'm just good at this. I don't know how, I just am. Maybe it's just the years of when I started, I was so excited.
You gotta be tough, man. You gotta be tough.
You gotta
have
love
to want-
something.
You
It's
have
like
to want
raising a
something
kid.
a lot.
It's like
I don't know if I
kids.
love it. I don't know if I think I want it more than I love it. You know, like I just want it more than like, you know, going to the airport before it even opens and shit like that. Like I just want it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's competitive for me. I don't know.
I can relate to that. I think in nature I'm not a very competitive person, but I want people to express how much they prefer me over other people.
Sounds competitive. Yeah.
Like when we show up, my number one goal is, and it always has been, even since when we toured in 2011, even though that was probably the craziest, like, unhinged.
That was 10 years. That was 2011. That was 10 years ago.
That was a decade ago, man. I heard your music. I met you at South by Southwest. I said, that guy's going to be a fucking superstar. Like, hands down, I was like, there's no way.
So, are you usually wrong then?
I have yet to be wrong.
Well,
Your bubble up is still bubbling, my G. It's, I'm watching what's happening to you now. I mean, I sent you that text the other day. I am so incredibly proud of you and the artist that you are becoming, because this is the one that I've seen. And I think that you are only opening the door to what belongs to you.
Thanks.
So, but I want venues to say, damn, those guys know what the fuck they're doing. Even if nobody shows up to the show, like, I want them to be like, dude, those guys were fucking dope. They were super on point. They were super professional. They were fun. They were like, you know, I'd go get dinner with those guys next time they were in town if they weren't playing this venue. That's what I want to leave everywhere I go.
I like when the workers come up to me, you know, even like the security or the employees, they're like, damn, you know, people who see shows all the time, and when they leave, it's like, holy shit, bro, you're the shit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, before the merch table even opened in Alaska, I had like 6 hoodies sold to all the crew. Not because I was like, yo, y'all trying to buy some hoodies, but like, I did my sound check. I went up to everybody. I introduced myself. We just dropped our chant in Anchorage.
That's like the only place to perform, I guess, right?
Fairbanks. Like, I think people do Juneau. But yeah.
I don't even remember the city I performed in. I think it was Anchorage.
Yeah, you did Anchorage. I think you did. Didn't you do 2 cities? I went. No. So the first time I went to Anchorage was shortly after you went there, and I played a different venue than you, and I was like, where did Prof play? And they took me to that spot, and I was like, can you guys make sure that you book Prof next time he fucking comes through Anchorage? Because the venue that the Showdown runs is fucking sick. It's like LED walls and all sorts of shit. It's great. It's lovely showing up to a place that has all the shit that you wish you could have every night. It's nice. But yeah, I don't know. I think lasting impressions are important beyond just the music, you know? Like, I want people to...
Underground artists that like traveling like us that need to like come back to the venue again eventually, you know?
Yeah. Well, and I've toured with huge name artists. I've done some pretty wild tours, and I've also toured with people that are exactly what I'm saying, like amazing. And everywhere they go, the staff loves them. They show up with their shirt on from the last time they were there. And like, it's like a family thing. And it's like, it's great. And I've toured with people that are just show up, expect the world. They're assholes to everybody. And somehow just everybody bends over backwards for them, because at that point they're bringing in enough money to behave that way. And it's like, for me, it's like, I don't think I ever have brought in that much money to behave that way. But even if I did, what happens when I stop bringing in that much money? Then my career's over.
Even if you didn't stop bringing in that much money, should you behave that way?
No.
Yeah. Like, regardless of how big I get, I just always want to fucking... I'm pretty fucking... power to the people shit. You know, I don't like when people get too rich and become an asshole like that and just demand shit. I don't ever want to be that dude, you know?
Yeah, I've seen some wild shit, and I won't even get into it, but I feel like that's the kind of stories that you hear about people, opposed to like, oh, dude shows up. Like, I remember last time I played Red Rocks, the GM and the caterer, or the hospitality person, came into my green room, and they're like, hey, we've had a lot of artists through here, and we've seen a lot of riders, but your rider is literally a bottle of Jameson and some goldfish. I was like, hell yeah. And they're like, do you want anything else? And I was like, well, you have catering downstairs, so I'm good on that. And then, I mean, maybe some beers. And they're like, okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like chilling in my green room with them drinking later.
Yeah. I mean, there's been times where I've been mad, like when you walk in and it's like it's completely inhabitable and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is unprofessional. Like I'm trying to put on a show, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm not always like, oh, this is amazing, there's times when I'm like, that's unacceptable.
100%. If you're gonna show up, I'm more talking about when you show up to places that are there to house what they booked, right?
Yeah. So if I show up, I'm like, this is the show I'm gonna give y'all. It's gonna be fucking world class shit.
Yeah.
Can I get a toilet and a water?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if like,
and an actual stage would be great as well.
There's been times when like 100 degrees out and there's like, here, stay in this trailer. Oh, the trailer doesn't have air conditioning and it's 120 in the trailer. There's no shade.
Are we talking
there's no
Fresno
shade
right now?
No, I'm not gonna say who, but there's just times where it's like, hey, I can't even be here,
Yep.
So it's not like all times I'm fucking baby Jesus, but
yeah, I've showed up to venues that are like, hey, everything but one speaker works. Is that cool? And I'm like, absolutely not. You guys signed a fucking like tech rider agreement. Like, if you don't get this whole motherfucker working, I will leave and you will have to pay me. Like, I'm not playing on one speaker. It's just not fucking happening. I'm sorry, but I came here to be professional, and you guys just thought you could toss me the one speaker show, and I can't do that.
There was a show a long time ago that booked us. It was an official college show out of Appleton, Wisconsin, whatever the fucking college is there.
Yeah, I've had some wild.
They like paid us. They paid us a lot at the time. This was a long time ago. Paid us a lot at the time. We show up there, and they're like, "Go this way, this way." It was through the official college shit, and they just showed us where to go. They carted us over here, and all of a sudden we're in a basement of a house, and there's like 500 people in this basement, and it's not a finished basement. It's fucked up, and it's so hot there, and the condensation is going crazy, and it's just like raining from the ceiling, and there's like 2 speakers on some stands, and every time I go on the microphone, I'm getting electrocuted.
I fucking hate that shit. Yeah. I hate
so
that shit.
We couldn't even like sound check because all of a sudden we're cornered in the basement. Once we get there, people are like, yeah, and we're like, there's so many people. We're like, they're like, go, and I'm getting electrocuted. It's raining in the basement.
Man, there used to be a venue in fucking Cleveland that every fucking time I would go there. Yes. Yeah, I get fucking shocked in my mouth while I was performing, and it was the most frustrating thing. We also just our channel got rated by Vern Notice with 110 people. We got 210 people watching right now. Time to dump a titty out. Time to dump a whole entire titty out. Scott Dish.
What does that mean, dump a titty out?
You just that's it right there. Somebody asked if you appreciate, and this is crazy, I didn't know this thing existed, but the Prof Appreciation Society rolling out to the Rochester show. What do you got to say? The Prof Appreciation Society. Are you like a fucking nonprofit right now?
I appreciate y'all, man. It's pretty overwhelming and unbelievable to like be a normal human being and have a Facebook group with like, I think there's like about like 4,000 or 5,000. It's like the most active shit ever. I don't go in there. I don't duck in there, but it's wild. And yeah, man. When I was going through some hard times, those motherfuckers. It started. The Prof Appreciation Society. Prof Appreciation Society started.
Prof Appreciation Society.
And they've been just going ham, dude. It's they've been spreading the gospel and
I'm a part of the Stop or the Prof Stop House group. It's they got a lot of love for you over there, and they rally for you.
It's wild.
That's good. I seen them all taking care of each other too. That's the beautiful thing. I seen something on there. Yeah, I mean, most of y'all know I'm in there because I comment on some shit here and there. But I saw somebody that didn't even go to the show that set up kind of like a lighthouse, like a beacon situation for people that went to the show alone, that they could communicate with her to make sure that everybody got home safely, whether they got lost or too drunk or couldn't find a ride. Like,
and people tell me that, like, I don't like to go in there for my ego purposes and shit. Like, you know, like it's a really weird circumstance for me, and I appreciate it. But I'm told that, like, motherfuckers ride for each other. Like, somebody posts in there like, hey, I'm two days sober, and they'll just get crazy support. Like, people like buy other people tickets and shit. Like, it's like a really active, supportive community, and I'm like really thankful for it.
It's crazy, man. I went in there and said that I haven't been hard in, like, I don't know, 4 weeks. I got the premium to the Pornhub. They dosed me up with the premium. Shit was super nice. So thanks to the Pookie babies for
it wakes you out, man.
It's I mean, it is really nice to see. It was like I had kind of given up on Facebook for a while just because it was exhausting, and I just focused on Instagram.
I haven't been on Facebook and fucking. I mean, I duck in there maybe once a year, like on some weird account, but I haven't really been on Facebook in 6 years.
It's calmed down a little bit because I feel like most of everyone's family arguing over politics has kind of shifted over to Twitter. So that's where everyone's being fucking monsters right now. That's where the worst of the worst are.
Twitter is the worst.
I haven't touched my Twitter in half a year. I just can't do it. I can't do it.
It's just so easy for me to just throw a thought up on Twitter, you know, like I need to leave Twitter, but I'm still there for some reason.
I just let it sit there, man, and then occasionally, you know, management's got the login, so they'll like be like, hey, we got a show or a record coming out or something like that. But honestly, if I open that thing up and I start diving around in there, it's just bad for my head, man. Like, I start looking at what the kids I grew up with and shit, and like what they've been saying, and it's just like, no, I can't be here.
So negative, man.
So
I was
negative.
thinking the other day, Michael Jordan said, I wouldn't last in this age of Twitter. And, you know, talking about like Simone Biles and shit like that, and all these whatever, any public figure's got to deal with like this crazy, you're just up here like a dartboard.
Yeah.
And you can fucking read it all. It's so unnatural. And I think it has to do with like the non-existent, it all has to do with violence. We need to bring back violence, because if someone's talking face to face, you just sit down. It's like just normal crazy instincts.
Never
being like,
say that shit.
I need to treat someone physical.
Yeah.
If we're here in the physical, I need to treat them with respect, because this could get. We're here physically. Something bad could happen, or maybe good, but there's not that anymore. People could be like, oh, I'm gonna tell this motherfucker I'm gonna eat his kids. Like, boom, and then I'll read it and I'll be like, fuck you, and then peace. It doesn't mean it's not hard.
Respond, or it's fuck you all day, right? Everyone loses faith in you if you give in to the trolls or whatever.
Yeah, it's the worst, man. So like, you know, that pressure's insane. And shout out Simone Biles, dude. Is that do you pronounce the last name Biles? Biles?
I don't know.
You know who I'm talking about? The gymnast, man.
Oh my God, absolutely. Was she popping
like,
off on Twitter?
No, I've read the headlines, and it was like she quit mental health, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of sucks. You should probably be like competitive or whatever. But then I watched it, and she gave it a bunch of tries and was flipping and doing all this shit, and she was doing worse than her teammates. She was not landing. She was getting lost in the air and shit. She wasn't landing at all, and her teammates were doing better. And she was like, sure, it could have been mental, or it could, you know, it could be, yeah, I'll believe her it was mental. It could have been some weird like dizzy shit or flying, or if whatever, regardless of what the fuck it is, if it's physical or mental, she was underperforming with her teammates. So she was like, I'm out. Whoever this is the next up, come up. And
let's win this motherfucker.
She it was crazy. She went out, she was fucked up. She went out and she came back and cheered on her team while all the cameras just zoomed in on her face. Like,
that's a champion. Fuck that. That's a champion.
Champion shit.
Yeah,
Came
that's
back
a champion.
out there in public and cheered on her fucking I was like, that's ridiculous. I
Yeah.
got super props.
How
super
are we
props.
not? How? So Vern is saying, and Twitter went nuts. They went ape shit over this. How are they not? I'm assuming ape shit in a bad way, right?
Yeah.
Because Twitter doesn't ever highlight the good. I feel like.
Well, it's incredible. Look at Twitter highlighting good news. Yeah, right.
God bless this woman. No fucking way. I just feel like that's
But the thing is,
champion shit.
She did it over and over again. She did this vault over and over again, and every time she was like almost about to kill herself. What it was she said she was getting lost in the air, and you could see it. She was like, "What the fuck?" She was barely landing on her feet. It was obviously, dude, like she wouldn't just do that just to, like something was for real wrong. And she noticed it, and her teammates did better, and she came out and cheered them on. Like, "Fuck you want? Like, what do you want?" Like,
Yeah.
it was perfection. And then she's talking about it like in front of all these cameras, being like, mentally, I'm fucked up. It hurts. My brain, my mental hurts. You know how much balls it takes to say something like that? Like, I give her tons of props, man. It was one of the fucking most courageous things I've seen in a long time.
That's dope. And I mean, honestly, that's if you're there representing your country, you're there to try to win. That's sportsmanship. That's the
Hey, motherfuckers don't know shit.
don't
They don't
know
know
shit.
what it
Also,
takes
get
to do
your
that shit.
fat ass up there and swing around.
Hey, can you do a backflip? If you can't do a fucking somersault, can you fucking do a somersault? If you can't do a somersault,
I saw
Don't
for a
fucking-
cartwheel for some of these
don't say a fucking word. Don't say a fucking word.
Mhm.
Sorry, I didn't know I was gonna get emotional over gymnastics.
It's okay, man. It's human decency. It seems to be the lack thereof on Twitter, and it's always a one-sided
We need to
conversation.
reintroduce physical violence.
Man, that's crazy. I had this talk the other day with my homie Rick. You know Rick. Rick's from Columbus. He's a big motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I married him.
Yes, you did. And he flew out to Alaska with his son because he promised all of his sons a trip when they were 16. So he brought them out to the show. I gave them all backstage passes. They were kicking with us. It was a great time. And we were just, I don't know how that came up, but we were talking about the internet. I think Twitter came in, and his kid was sitting there and he's like, yeah, Twitter's fucking crazy. And I stopped. We were eating breakfast, and I was like, I gotta ask you a question. And I'm sorry, I'm not hoping that you have been, but I'm just straight up asking. Have you ever been punched in your shit? Like, have you ever said something to somebody that had repercussions, like physical repercussions, because you were having a conversation, you flew off the handle, and you got
disrespectful,
rocked.
whatever. Check. You ever
And-
been checked? Or
And he goes, no. And I was like, that's how I grew up. and
yeah, what'd you say, bitch? At least shut the fuck up. Take it back, bitch.
Yeah.
Stop like, oh.
yeah. Either humiliation or some sort of physicality, and that's how it was for me. I went to school in Chicago, and if I got out of pocket, I got checked fast and by multiple people. It wasn't like a single affair. And
Now it's like, ping, ping,
Yeah.
and you, yeah, man, fuck yeah, man.
a fake name, no one knows who you are, and I think that there is a therapeutic thing to that, to say the things that you don't have the courage to say in real life, but maybe those are the things that don't need to be said.
Yeah,
Because I think the things that are organically you would have the courage to say. So
Yeah.
it's hard.
Hey, man, I gotta piss. Can you give out some headphones or something?
I mean, yeah, we could do that. We could go give out some headphones while you're fucking pissing. This is crazy. Colin, you heard the man. Or if you want, now would be a great time to gather some questions for Prof. Now that I can actually focus on the chat, because before I'm trying to listen to him, I'm trying to look at you. It's all hard. Also, if you are subscribed to the channel, please know that you can enter the raffle by hitting !raffle, and you can fuck around and win yourself a pair of Astro A10 headphones. And I would love for you to get them. This is for you. We need this. Plus, we do this every Wednesday. We're actually going to cut it to every other Wednesday. I think I'm going to do some music shit on Wednesdays on the in-between. So if you want to come by and kind of see what it's like to be a fly on the wall for just like random creative process for me, that'd be dope. Now, granted, I'm not probably making songs that I keep. When I do this, I think it's important. Like, music is an exercise for me, and if I don't keep doing it, you know, if I don't keep stretching, I'm gonna pull a hammy. So I think we should do some more music streams because I really liked it when we were doing it before, and that's how we came up with the record. Like I'm talking about, technically I have a team, but that's how I came up with the record Canopy, was doing all these Twitch streams where we were just making music. And we came up with a lot of songs, so we should do more of that. So what do we got here? Ask Prof about the process of making his next album all by himself. Beats and rhymes.
Here I am.
So what do you think about it?
So I was like, you want to make some music, man, or what? And then I said, yeah, dude. And then the producer was like, all right, do you like this beat? And I was like, that beat's fucking sick, man.
The snare on this one's kind of whack, but
record to it? Yeah.
It's a different experience. I think we talked about this before, but like, I can share my experience is that I find myself second guessing myself a lot more when it's over my own beats, but when it truly hits, because not every beat I make do I feel is something for me, but when it truly hits, it's the most organic, natural thing that I've ever made. And it's happened on every record I've ever put out, and it's most of the singles that I've ever put out.
Hey.
Committing to making a whole record of that is like, damn, how long is this gonna take me?
I don't know. For me, I've always been alone. I don't want no one telling me shit, really. I don't want anybody, especially like my writing process, like, oh, here's the chorus or whatever. Like, oh man, like, so it was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure working with myself.
It was a pleasure working with myself. That's how I'll describe it, man. You know.
All right, that's fair. And I mean, that's the other thing. You're your worst critic, but you can also be your biggest hype man. Which is good.
I made a lot of bad shit, and I'll just, all right. It's. I don't need to offend anybody, man. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's now. Here's the next shit. You know.
I am learning that my filter, I apply to myself, right? So when I'm making music, and this is something that I really tried to change last year, was when I sit down to make music, I actually don't have an idea. And when we talked about this on your stream, you're like, that's the most frustrating shit ever. Like, I don't ever know what I'm gonna do. I just sit down and see what happens. And then when I start writing, the music has to go, here it is. And then my brain just turns on and I start writing. And it isn't until I have to come up with a hook that I have to like reread what I wrote to understand what I'm even writing about. And it's just like a subconscious vomit for me. So not everything that I make works for me or is a good song to put out. But that doesn't mean that everything that I make isn't applicable elsewhere in this industry.
To other people.
Yeah, whether it's for other artists or I said, fuck it, I'm gonna put out this like lo-fi beat tape. And I came out with Canopy because it was like, I don't actually hear myself rapping on any of this, but I really enjoy listening to it. And I have some songs that I made over quarantine, and then I had all those beats that I made, and I found myself listening to those a lot more than the songs that I made to see like what was more valuable. And I said, fuck it, I'm doing a beat tape.
I'm in trouble.
What?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you see?
I can hear.
Okay, someone called me, and my phone was plugged into my computer, and now I don't see the screen at all. What are we gonna do?
I can see you. Someone was asking what genre
All right, here.
you like
Wow.
outside of the music that you make.
Everything, man. Ain't no fucking genre. Ain't no walls out here. And like everything. I like jazz a lot.
Me too.
You know, like fucking Queens of the Stone Age. I mean, fucking anything that's fucking good, man. I don't care if it's. I don't care to box anything into this genre. Like, I like everything, man.
Do you think that
Except
music?
contemporary country. Not so much contemporary country.
I don't really fuck with that all that much.
That's not doing too well right now.
I do understand. If I was a songwriter, I'd probably try to write one of those songs because I understand it's
You
weight.
just needed there's a checklist. Come see how we do it. Come drink like this. Keeping our way of life, and a woman.
Yeah, simple, relatable subjects. Beer, simple, relatable subjects. Hook about Lord knows what. But if I was a songwriter, I mean, I'd say country music employs a large fraction of the songwriters in America.
You are a songwriter.
Yeah, but I mean like non-artist songwriter, like non like actual solo artist songwriters.
Yes, I started ghostwriting. Are you hip on that shit? How that shit works?
You started doing it?
Have you? Do you know what looking lists are?
I don't. So I worked some sessions back in the day. Ironically enough, actually no, we won't name names. But
No.
I did work with somebody extremely relatable to my life right now. But I found it miserable, and I wasn't actually on the songwriting team. I was just in the studio.
I don't fuck with that shit. Looking lists. 80% of these motherfuckers. So I got access to looking lists now with the people I'm with and everything, and you can see all these artists and what they want. They go, and bro, it's when I said I got a line on Tarzan that's like, your favorite rapper don't write. He's a con dude. That's true, bro. It's fucking 85% of everybody you've ever fucking known ever. I go on these looking lists and they're like, I need a hook, or I need a verse and a hook.
Oh, that's the major label game all day. I worked at a studio in fucking Times Square, New York. That was the game. Their B studio was just banging out hooks for fucking pro artists, like major label, big
And it's
hooks.
crazy. It's crazy that you'll see these artists, or you'll hear of them first. They're fucking on the radio, whatever, or they're not. Even some underground artists do, like, and they'll have a line being like, "Yeah, man, I'm the real and I'm legit," or, you know, like they'll like diss like ghostwriters or something, and then you see them on looking lists. You know, if they're like, "I'm the real, I write all my shit," they'll say that, and then they're on the looking list. It's like, yo, it's crazy. It's very rare to be successful in this industry and write your own shit. So fucking props to you, Grease. Blah.
And now, are you dabbling in that world? Have you sent a few things out? I know people
I love writing under new perspectives. I love writing as someone else. It's fucking so much fun.
Interesting.
Because when I write for myself, I'm so bound, and there's so many things like I want or I can't say, or
my
character. Like
it's
it's me.
Yeah.
Someone else, shit. It's a fantasy. It's fun.
Interesting. I wonder if I would be good at that. I tried. Budo tried to hook me up. Sunreal tried to hook me up. Sunreal met a lot of his connections via that world. Like, I think that's why he ended up in LA. Like, he was doing a lot of songwriting shit. I know a lot of cats out of here, out of Seattle, dipped out and started writing for Dre. And I was like, man, I just don't think I could do it. But the bizarre situation, doing it from home sounds a lot better than like showing up on the spot with a team of writers and being like, have you guys thought about a warm summer's night instead of... Yeah.
I don't like to get into any room with anybody and compare creativity.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I do like working with producers, but that's like a collaborative thing. You know, that's where I feel like I'm comfortable enough to take an idea and throw it at the wall, and then you take an idea and throw it at the wall, and we just see which one sticks and combine the two, and it's I do really like that experience. And I think moving forward, I would love to produce a record for myself. Technically, I did. I produced Confessions of Mr. Modest, and I produced the whole Canopy record. But I miss the power of having my ideas mixed with somebody else's and just getting something fucking completely different. And, you know, I even write on spot in the studio when I do that. Like, it's like you start playing the music, I jump in on the piano, I'm like, no, let's do something more like this. And you know, the drums come in and I'm like, all right, loop me and I'm out. I'm going to go right to this.
You gotta be with the right people that you trust and you agree with, you know, like it's a fucking buzzkill when you're like, and you're doing it and they're like, oh, hell yeah, watch this. Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, that's
like,
whack. You got to get some real ones. But that's why I normally work with like multi-instrumentalist, like record producers, and then I bring the hip hop side of it to it. It's a lot easier that way because my drum game can be right as far as like what I do. I don't got trap drums on lock. I just don't have them. I've tried. It don't really work for me. But as far as like that classic sound, I can do that all day. And I think that that's getting closer.
I bet I could take all of your drums MIDI and just substitute trap sounds. Bow, and you're in. I guarantee it.
You need to spice up those hi-hats a little bit, but yeah.
I guarantee I'll just substitute it for something else. It's just selection. It's just fucking.
I feel like I'm just an eighth note guy though on the fucking hi-hats. Like,
I can be trapped. All of a sudden, you just gotta.
Or you just like cut out. You go quarter notes on the hi-hat, cut out the kick, except for like on the one. And then that's also like, that's just the wide open space. And then you just have like a mid to low range pad holding up the frequency range in the middle.
Are we making a beat right now? What's
we
poppin'?
fucking could. Verbal beats, dog. We're fucking making verbal beats.
You hear that? A1 to FC fucking checkmate.
Mental
verbal
chess, mental beats.
Mental beats.
What do we got here? What do we got in here? Question. What? God damn it. What is both your best studio experience?
Look at my foot, bro.
Yo, dude. What else can you do with them toes?
Dude. My favorite studio experience was I was in the studio collaborating with 2 or 3 or 4 other beat makers, and we were doing this thing, and Squad Goals was on. We were jamming the Squad Goals, and I came up with the chorus being like that turkey dinner shit, that Thanksgiving. So yams, grams, tomatoes, beans, this. And I'm like, and we were all just dancing. We were all drunk. We were like, oh. And then my phone went, and it was like Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, what's up, motherfucker? Da, da, da. I was like,
yeah,
Rosario
I saw that.
We were like, so we were already partying the Squad Goals, and then Rosario Dawson called, and so then I wrote that line, Rosario Dawson, know who I am. If it's cool with you, girl, I can write in. So then I was writing about Rosario. So that was I think my favorite studio moment.
That's pretty wild.
It's a very good one.
It is. It's.
I got nothing like that.
For me, I would say it would be working on my last full length, which was Running Wild, and the complete disconnection that I had by, like, I was flying to Sweden to work on this record, and I would go straight from the airport to the studio, and that was day 1. So I'm so fucking jet lagged. I have no idea what's going on. And, you know, Jens would just ask me, like, what's the vibe for the day? And we would just open up Spotify and we would just listen to music, you know? And I'd be like, oh, whoa, this is dope. Like, I really like, you know, the piano in this jazz song, or I really like the guitar line in this soul song. And then we would just go down in the studio. You know, we were sitting up there drinking coffee, and then we would go down and he would just start playing shit until I had the same feeling. And then bam, we'd track that, and then we'd just start layering shit. And it'd be like, you know, he had 3 different rooms. So I'd be in one room, like, fucking around with the piano, but everything was on. So, like, you know, if he's like, fuck it, I'm cutting that piano, I'm taking it, bam, 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 he'd record the piano.
Oh, everything was recording
everything
all
was,
the time?
Everything was live. So if I was, like, sitting and playing at the piano, he would just go in and, like, you know, hit 3 on the number pad and start recording, cut that, and at least we'd have those ideas. And then it's like, I'd be like, fuck it, we got a block, let me go into the little vocal booth, and then I would just bounce it out to my phone and just loop it, and I'd start writing something. I'd come back in, I'd be like, hey, here's my idea for a verse, and then here's what I think, you know, a fucking chorus would sound like. And he'd be like, no, that's your bridge. Your chorus is actually gonna be more like this. And then he would like melodically be like, da-na-na-na-na-na. And yeah, and so I'd be like, fuck it. But I was so in the zone because I didn't have any distractions. I didn't know anybody there. I didn't have anybody to call because I purposely didn't put the international phone plan on my phone. So it was just me and the music. And then I would walk like an hour from where I was recording back to, he let me stay at his apartment. He would stay with his girlfriend, and it just repeat process every day. And it was like, I didn't speak Swedish.
In Norway?
Stockholm, Sweden.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yes,
so all you needed to do was just overpay drastically what you could afford for this experience.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I spent my whole advance. But I never spent my whole advance. Like when I got the you know, every time I got my record advance, I would always like sheepishly spend it, and I was like, you know, fuck it, I'm spending it this time. And I paid his producer fee, flew out there like 6 times or some shit like that. Fucking flew him out 2 times. And
I don't think it was worth it, even if it didn't fucking recoup super quick, or you know, it sounds like, dude, that sounds amazing.
We were recouped by release. So that was even better. Like, it just worked out. Can I do that again? Probably not. But it was a very good experience. And I just... I understand now why, like, if you ever look at, like, 60s, 70s, like, albums where it's, like, the cover is just them, like, in a cabin, like, full of musical instruments, because motherfuckers would just be like, I can't take it anymore, and they would just disappear and, like, get a cabin in the woods and just set up a bunch of gear and record a whole record there. Just disconnected.
Love that shit.
I think that works for me. Roulette. I'm trying to look through these questions here.
Wish I could see them.
Eric KV on Greed's Twitch channel. Welcome to the Twitch channel. What's your favorite candy?
Skittles. Well, Wildberry.
Watermelon,
I don't really fuck.
Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids, I eat them and I suck them, I spit them out. I can't stand that shit in my teeth.
The watermelon ones?
I love Sour Patch Kids. I'll be at the movie theater, and I'm like, I'll have a whole nother thing. I'll spit them all out. I'll just take it, chew it a little bit. Once it gets grimy and it gets in my teeth, I can't fuck with no candy like that. I can't have candy fucking up with these.
Huh. Well, I got a fucking gap you could park a fucking Volkswagen bus in between my 2 front teeth, so I could actually just store Sour Patch Kids in there like a Pez dispenser and just pop them into my mouth when I'm hungry.
Park myself in that motherfucker right now. Shit.
Question for Prof. It's been 10 years since King Gampo dropped. Any chance we might get a show or merch or anything based around its 10-year anniversary?
We are doing a huge fucking drop.
Hey!
Everybody has been asking us for the past decade about vinyl. Huge fucking drop. We're doing a huge fucking drop.
Wow.
In Gampo.
I just put my first record on vinyl. And actually, my first record has its 14-year anniversary on Saturday. Irreversible.
Oh yeah. Okay. When was 88 Keys?
It was right after that. It was a year
5
after
years?
that. So it was 2008. Maybe 2009. Might have been 2009.
That's a good title, Irreversible, because it's like, boom, my career started now and you can't stop it now. Like looking back, like that's pretty interesting title.
Yeah, well, I was smarter back then. That was the one record title, that and Together Apart were the ones that are like, this is the fucking title to this record. Undoubtedly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But favorite year from hip hop music? That is such a bizarre question.
I don't know any of that shit. I don't remember any year. I don't go back. I'm not a historian. I don't know
well, and no year has a specific sound. There's like decades, maybe.
Dude, I'm dyslexic. Like I can't fucking. I don't know what a year is or who did what in any year. I don't know anything. I don't know Jay-Z's second record or Nas's first. Like I don't hold on to these things. I don't remember those things. Fuck you. Whoever asked that question, fuck you.
I will say that I do know Jay-Z's first record. It's A Reasonable Doubt, and it was one of my favorite records.
What was after Reasonable Doubt? Was that Blueprint?
I think it was Blueprint.
All right. So I mean, some of the world's most famous things I might understand it, but I don't know.
Reasonable Doubt just recently came on to Spotify, which was like, for all the years, I was like, did I imagine that this record existed? Because it was like my favorite thing. That and the first.
Was that when he sold Tidal? Then now it's on Spotify now. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's on Spotify now.
So
I was
probably
thinking
right
maybe he didn't have the rights to it, and he was like, "Fuck it, I'm not putting it up."
Who knows, man? One thing I'll say is like, if you don't know completely for yourself if it's true or not, I'm not in it. I don't know. They ain't none of my business.
Oh, here's a good one. I don't know if you have one, but this is a good one. Question for both. Embarrassing stage moments. I already know mine. All right.
What is it?
Sold out show, House of Blues, Las Vegas. Show's going great, killing it. Everyone's fucking nuts.
Mine starts the same way.
I'm really feeling myself. And
same shit.
Is like 2010. You know, I was living in New York at the time, and before I went on tour, I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy some Supras, because Supras were hella cool back then. So I bought these super expensive pair of Supras, and they had like boot laces on them, so they're like the metal hooks, you know? And then on the side, because it was a mid-top, on the side it had this cross-stitching all the way down it, like actual woven cross-stitching. And I was fucking strutting my shit across the stage, and one of those hooks got into the cross-stitching on the other shoe, and my fucking feet locked together, and I just fucking flat out just bop, just smacked my face and the mic into my mouth, like on, like full on flat board all the way down, mic into my shit, like bust my lip open. Super fucking embarrassing, but it didn't skip a beat. There might have been like a in the middle of it. Yeah, but I got up and I had to like sit down and like wrangle with my feet while I was like still rapping, so I'm like on my ass like trying to get my feet unlocked.
Looking like a fucking mermaid or something.
yeah, straight up. I was like a mermaid, and it sucked. It was very embarrassing. I still have a redness in my face from that to this day.
That might be mine. Mine starts the same way. Big packed sold out show. It was in LA. Where was it? Where was yours?
Troubadour.
Oh, yours was in LA too?
No, mine was in Vegas at the House of Blues.
Okay, yeah, Vegas. So mine was in LA. I think the El Rey.
Yep.
And I was opening up for fucking what's that pimp from fucking Oakland?
Oh, was this the tour that we had to rent a plane to get you to Victoria?
Probably.
You remember that shit? We missed the ferry, and your whole team was like, what the fuck are we gonna do? And I was like, we could try to charter a plane, and we just chartered that fucking...
What's his name? What the fuck is this dude's name?
It's not Mac Dre.
No,
Andre
but
Nicotina.
Like... Yes! So Andre Nicotina is some fucking, he's some real deal shit. I had a lot of very interesting fucking performances on that tour. Tour was like someone bought his tour like straight up, not like one show at a time and paid him. Someone bought the entire tour
And then like booked it. Yeah, I
and,
remember
and
that.
booked the whole thing. And it was like I opened up for fucking dirt cheap. I had to decide like the night before, like what I'm gonna do with the next 3 months of my life. I'm gonna be like, all right. So anyway, so I'm in El Rey, we're in LA, and I just fucking smashed my fucking set. I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling myself. I'm like, up next, blah, blah. Like the final fucking hurrah, And I did a good show. I won motherfuckers over. And I'm in the front like, yeah. And some motherfucker, all right, so this right here is 24 ounces. This here is fucking 36. Right?
What the fuck's my guy? You just been doing fucking science experiments in your studio? What the fuck?
In the front row, I'm like, hey, soaking it up, like, thank you. Oh, some dude's got a fucking big gulp from fucking SA or whatever the fuck they got in LA. And I don't know where it comes from, but it's directly below. And it's a full fucking, the velocity in this bitch and the sheer weight of this motherfucker.
Oh.
He hits me directly in the face. I'm like, I remember my whole head being like, boom, that's heavy. I remember being like, yeah, dude, like this, just flying out like this. And direct fucking hit, bro. Hard on that shit. Bow! And the whole place goes, oh! Like, it's from this to like, yeah, to oh, and I'm like, damn, we're fighting. I'm like, who did that? You. Yeah. And I don't know who fucking did it. And they're not coming up. And it's like, Andre Nicotine is gonna go on. So it's like, I'm like, I don't. Fuck, man. Fuck y'all, man. God damn. So then I just, walked off stage and had to just take one straight to the grill like that. Like it was absolutely, it was
embarrassing.
Perfection. Like I've had a lot of like, I was at the gathering of the Juggalos. I opened up direct slot for fucking, what the name is, fucking
ICP.
Yes, I opened up direct slot for ICP in
at the gathering.
Yeah, at the gathering, and because the gathering.
I remember that shit.
The gathering moves states because like no one will allow that shit. Once they do it, like they just break down all the walls. And I've performed at the gathering, right? And that was more embarrassing than that.
Yeah, man, I remember when you got booked for that show, and I was like, this will actually work. And I remember my agent going, would you ever want to play at the gathering? I was like, absolutely fucking not. No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna work for me.
Well,
I'm gonna get dildo rained on or whatever happened to Tila
Method
Tequila.
Method Man and Redman performed. They got a fucking bottle to the grill, They like if you're up there, it's like it's a fucking freak show. Everybody's throwing all types of shit at you. Tila Tequila got basically almost kidnapped and her whole trailer
everyone
knocked over.
Got together to throw dildos at her.
Yeah. So, I walked on stage and I remember going on like I was in a basketball uniform. I had a jersey on, black jersey that was just like all black. I was like ready to get wet. Like it was a Gallagher show or something.
Yeah.
And I remember like there was carpet on the stage and it was white carpet, dude. And so first thing's coming.
Or some
boom.
shit.
So I dodge it and it's a water balloon. And bow, it's like bright yellow. And I'm like, all right. Next one, boom, red and green. And they're throwing water balloons and then the smell comes and it's like, oh fuck, these are filled with vinegar and dye. Like they're just launching these motherfuckers at me. I'm just like trying to perform, like, yeah, it was nuts, man. It was crazy. But eventually I won them over and they chanted family at me for like 20 to 40 seconds. It was bananas. I was adorned and ordained, sustained, and all that shit.
Baptized in Fago.
I was baptized in Fago.
That's crazy. I don't know how. I guess knowing that going in, I just feel like with my music that those fucking piss and vinegar balloons are gonna keep coming.
Oh, you wouldn't make it. No,
yeah,
you
I
wouldn't.
don't think it's me, man.
That ain't you. No, they don't want to hear 1 ounce of like how you feel.
I got a whole lot of ounces of feelings.
Yeah, you're in the
Heavy on
pump.
the feeling ounces. Question for both: are you gonna collab on a new song in the future? Loved Super Scary Monsters. We will when we do. How you
Mhm.
like that answer?
We'll do it when it happens.
Yeah. I want to see. I want to see what you're working on lately. I also want to send you over some stuff that I've been working on lately. Not in, not in that regard. Like, hey, we should fuck up buying one out. But I find myself that I learn a lot more from music when I listen to the music of people that I like, look up to and appreciate and respect as artists.
Listening is huge, man.
Yeah,
Listening is huge.
it gets a little hard for me because sometimes I feel like the shit that I get fed via social media and Spotify and stuff is really hard for me, and it's hard for me to like find some inspiration in, and I definitely have found some, and I have
Inspiration
my Cuddy.
It's like you said, I like it's way better listening to people that you like and trust and shit. Like, and Greaves did give me a beat, and I was writing to it, but what I wrote to it was so it would angry and it would have ruined lives, so I had to stop it.
Ah man, we should put that beat out there. We should. I want to put that beat up and just.
I want to put my 8-bar or I think maybe a 16-bar that I wrote to it, and then just have that be it, and then have people be like, "Oh yeah, I'm glad he stopped. He would have fucked shit up." It was
definitely like classic. It was like classic late, like mid 2000, like mid aughts, like battle track beat. It was like perfect tempo.
I got pretty angry, man. I said some pretty angry shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we should put that. You know what? I might do that on Twitch. I might put that beat out and make you motherfuckers show up on that. I don't know how that goes, but
I'll give you my 8-bar that I wrote. I'll give you my 8-bar.
yeah, I want to hear that. Let's heat Dodo. Can you give Prof a shout out for me? Thank him for singing my nuts. Didn't get to meet him, but his brother was able to get back there and get them signed. You signed his nuts? You signed some nuts, bro?
I mean, I probably signed nuts. I don't know. I can't say no. Like I've signed vaginas. I think I've signed nuts.
I haven't signed nuts. I haven't signed a dick. I almost had a chance to sign a dick because I think I signed a vagina on tour with K-Flay, and she was like, "Well, would you sign a dick?" And I was like, "Absolutely." Like, whatever. I'd sign a dick, and some dude in Atlanta was like, "Well, then sign my dick." And it was like about to pull it out and put it on the table, and then K-Flay was like, "Don't take your dick out. Don't you take your fucking dick out." And I was like, "I'll sign the dick if he takes it out." And she's like, "Don't you take the dick out." So I didn't sign no dick.
I done did some wild shit, and I can't say that I haven't signed nuts. I can't confidently say that. So, sorry, I don't know.
I haven't signed nuts. I can confidently say that.
What's the picture of my fucking dad? He's dead now, but look at this.
Look at the stash on that.
Yeah, come on now. Where I get that from, bro? Come on now. Yeah, if that was your dad, you might have a more powerful stash.
Maybe, but I don't know what my dad looks like, bro. So.
Oh shit.
I don't know what my
Really?
mom looks like. All right.
What?
Yeah.
You're adopted?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, you want to hear some shit?
What?
Oh yeah. I'm adopted as fuck. And completely question mark. I'm a huge question mark. Even got the 23andMe to see if I can figure out a little medical history. Ain't got shit.
Yeah.
But check this out. And this is where the internet can come in. And it could be Jaybird, because I'm from Waukegan, in a time that Jaybird was fucking, most likely, so possible. But I found out what my actual government name was before I got adopted, and they gave me the most fucking orphan-ass name they could possibly give me.
Orphan McPherson.
Timmy Melton. That was my name, dog.
So Timothy, though. Timothy Milton.
No, birth certificate, Timmy Melton.
Oh
Timmy
my
Melton.
God. Timmy.
No, they didn't even
Bro,
have
how
the
much-
decency to give me Tim or Timothy.
How am I supposed to not call you Timmy?
In Pants'
Oh.
phone, whenever I call Pants, it shows up as Lil Timmy.
Oh my God. Yo. Blowing my fucking mind right now. I think I probably should have remembered you were adopted or something like that.
Yeah.
but-
Timmy
I mean,
Melton.
obviously you're adopted.
Fuck. And whoever
Timmy.
finds my birth parents gets a free
Timmy
vinyl.
Timmy what?
Melton.
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 I mean, we were joking around right now, but like, you really, you want to meet your fucking birth parents, right? Ain't that like some shit? Don't you want to fucking know? Look, see who you look like?
I don't know at this point, cause like I'm almost 40, right? So like now
You
I'm,
look 40.
I'm almost 40, dude.
You look like you're 24.
Dog, I'm
Oh,
almost
shit.
40, man.
But don't you want to know, like, yo, who made me ugly?
Man,
know?
I used to not care, and then there was a brief moment where I was like, okay, I do want to know.
Yeah.
And then
I'd
I
be
was
all
like,
about-
I just want to meet my mom, or like my birth mother. I know my
Yeah.
mom and my father, but like, I mean my birth mother, and just like not say anything. Like, you know, like some weird like she's a diner waitress, and I sit down and order a piece of pie, and I eat my pie, and I ask her how a day is going, and I give her a big tip, and I say goodbye, and I, like something like
But
that.
wouldn't you want to see your blood parents and to like figure out, like, 'cause you're charismatic as hell. You are you have a lot of really good qualities. Would you want to know, like, is that them? Is it nurture or nature? Would you want to figure that out?
I think it's
Wow,
nurture.
my mom is it she or my dad is it? You think it's nurture, but
I
like,
think it's nurture.
wouldn't you want to find your parents to figure out how you became such a G? Or like,
I
was it
would.
you or
Well,
was it mom?
Here's the crazy shit: is I just never met anybody that has the same blood as me, the same genetics as me. I don't
Not even a sister, uncle, like nothing.
know, because all my sisters
That's
are adopted.
wild.
I got two sisters, but they're both
wild.
adopted as well.
That's wild. How the fuck is this new news? Does everybody know this?
They sure as shit do now.
Is this common? Like, is this common? Like, do your fans know this?
I don't think so. I don't advertise it.
You're
But-
adopted as hell.
I'm adopted.
I didn't
as
even
hell.
think. I don't know if I know that. That's incredible.
But my parents had like the second. So by the laws of Illinois, they could have always contacted me, or they could have contacted my parents. And both my sister's parents did contact them, and then via letter. And my parents got
I'd
the
be
letter first,
Your parents didn't.
and then they passed them on. And my
Did your
sister-
parents reach out to you?
They didn't.
Okay, so I'll be salty as hell. This has to do now. Now we're getting deep on you. This has to do
Let's-
with some of maybe the reason why you're rapping. Some psychology here.
This is why I'm Greaves, bro. This is why I'm sad boy number 1. No, so that was the
Sad
thing.
One.
That
Sad
was,
Boy number 1. That's your next album. Sad Boy number 1.
yeah, I
Yo,
mean,
that's fucking sick.
so up until 21, I'm not allowed to have contact. When I turn 21, I can send it back the other way. I can send it back down the tunnel, right? But the adoption agency in which I was adopted through went out of business, so all that stuff got turned over to the state. So my shit is in a box somewhere in the Waukegan
Tell the state to look it up.
Social Services
Hey, taxes,
Department
what's up?
from 1984. So we'll see.
Tell the state to look it up,
Yeah,
bro.
Motherfuckers are saying melting faces. We out here melting faces.
Yes. Hey, well, let's start a
Oh.
documentary right now, bro. Let's find your parents. I'll come with you.
Dude, I did the 23andMe, and here's the crazy shit. Here, we'll blast this. It ain't doxing him. Hold up.
What if your real parents were like?
I'm just like, what if my parents were like the Menendez brothers or something? Like, you know, like there might be some shit I don't want to know. But yo, when my mom gave me the file, she found it, and it was like it was like the legal file, like the legal proceedings. So that's how I found out what my name was, because it was the state of Illinois versus Timmy Melton, which is me giving up my parents to my new parents or whatever. It was bizarrely phrased on the legal documents, but there was a handwritten note from my mom, or from my birth mother in there, but she didn't put her name at the end of it. So I don't know whether Melton is my father or my mother's name, but fucking it was in like teenage girl bubble letter writing on like double spaced lines, because she was 19. So it was like reading a note in high school, and it was super fucking bizarre.
Totally like, sorry about this, dude.
Yeah, like like you can tell she was like looking at me and just like like emotionally vomiting onto the paper, and then just sealed it up and put it in an envelope, and that's it. That's my whole existence with her.
This is fucking nuts.
But I did find, all right, I got a third cousin, right? How do I log into this bitch? I got like a third cousin, and his last name is Melton, right, on 23andMe. And I was gonna reach out to him, but then I was also like, fuck that motherfucker. Like I don't know that dude, and I don't want to run up on him and be like, hey, who's your mama? Who's your daddy? It seems weird to me. And then I've had such like a different life. Like, I don't want to open myself up to any more misery than I've already encountered.
I can't. I was gonna be like, dude, but I can't tell you how to think, man. Like these are my first reactions just hearing this within the past 3 minutes. You've had some time to simmer on this, but like I'd hit him up right now. You know, like I couldn't rest until I figured this shit out completely. I couldn't. My mind would just be, and now I might get your mind. Now you can't sleep tonight or something. But that's amazing. These are the fucking the deep ass shits that I fucking love about people who are imperfect, man. Cheers, man. I love that shit. That makes so much sense, and I like getting the bottom of the shit like that with you.
Good bits.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's a wild thing, and I think about it a lot. You know, especially like throughout my career and throughout just like I've been to every city. I've like been to every major city in every state, right?
Yep.
The chances of me maybe meeting one of these motherfuckers that I'm related to is like higher than most, right?
Or the chances of you being within 10 square miles of your parents is pretty high.
Yo, I live in Tacoma right now. My little sister's birth mom, Tacoma. My little sister born in Tacoma.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We should get strapped up. Just go figure it out.
With guns.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get a couple guns.
Strapped up with dildos.
Let's get a couple guns. Let's get some Slim Jims. Let's figure this shit out. Let's see what happens. I also found out a new nickname for hot dogs and sausages this weekend. Pork missiles. You ever fucking heard this shit? I was in Alaska. Someone's like, yeah, man, you gonna go suck down a couple pork missiles? And I was like, what the fuck did you just say to me?
Don't suck dick, man. Oh.
Pork missiles, man.
Ooh, them some good
Manhandle the
bits.
ham candle.
I feel like that's a prof bar.
It is.
All right.
Go look up Sogon Challenge Prof on YouTube.
Oh, you did one of those.
It has nothing to do with Sogon at all. It has nothing. It's just a battle. It's an acapella battle rap verse. That's all. It has nothing to do with the Sogon Challenge. It's great.
All right. Bump Dodo. Pork missiles.
So Dodo is the track coming out on Friday. Dodo Birds.
If I could bump it, I would, but I can't. But I can say that I will bump it on my playlist on Friday. right? Comes out tomorrow night, huh?
Yeah, well, probably Thursday at midnight then. Yeah.
Well, I can promise you, if you go to Spotify and you go to Spotify, it's going to be right there. If you go to Greaves Cantina Jukebox on Spotify, it'll be the first song on there. If you're already subscribed, easy peasy. It's happening.
So what's happening when Dodo Birds come out? I'm slapping motherfuckers. We're going to see what time it is. That's
Cool.
all I'm going to say.
I haven't heard this song. I'm
Physical
ready
violence.
I'm ready for this song.
I'm gonna follow up my single with Physical Violence. Be perfect. Cheers.
2022. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
You think we should give away some headphones? We've been on this motherfucker for like an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you guys know my orphan name and just all the deepest, I'm gonna put it on you. If you find my parents, you get a free fucking, y'all get a free vinyl. You get a free signed vinyl. Do your worst, internet. You never know, man. The Stop House Squad might just go fucking don't fuck with cats on that ass and just fucking find them.
Ooh.
So
wait a second. Your name is Timmy
Timmy Melton.
Melton, like Melton Faces. Okay. Timmy Melton from Waukegan, Wisconsin.
Waukegan, Illinois.
Oh, sorry. Timmy Melton from Waukegan, Illinois, born 1984.
Yeah. Yeah, 84.
Hey, get it done. Find
Someone's
this
like,
man.
looks like we need to set up a subreddit. All I can say is 23andMe hasn't done it. They can't figure it out.
I bet your cousin could.
I mean, he's in there. Well, I
Oh,
forget his name.
23andMe just probably came back like, yeah, your parents are squirrels in an oak tree.
Well, I got a first cousin, right? They're like, bam, you got a direct match, first cousin. He's 96 years old. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
You have a 96-year-old cousin?
Yeah, and he hasn't logged in 6 months, so I think that motherfucker's dead. Think he's dead. Yeah.
A 96-year-old cousin? I would need to draw that. Cousin means your brother and sister both have babies, right?
Yeah. No, that's niece and nephew.
No. Brother and sister both have babies. Those are cousins.
To your kids.
Or sister and sister. Both have babies. You have cousins.
So my uncle's kids would be my cousins.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your mom, her, let's say brother, her brother gave birth to a 97-year-old? What are you talking about? Are you serious?
Yeah, just right out the gate. Benjamin Button like came out with a cane and a fucking plaid on.
Hold on, are you
Smelled
lying
like
or is it, do you think
no, I'm dead serious. I will pull this shit up.
you have a 97-year-old cousin?
Yeah, I'll pull this shit up. Hold up. I gotta log in. 23andMe. Log in. I'm googling I'm googling 23andMe login.
Okay, let's think of your cousin, your mom and your uncle's mother.
Yeah.
She gives birth. Let's say the earliest she could give birth is 15 years old. Let's say that's the earliest. So that's your cousin's dad. That's your 97-year-old. Is okay. She gives birth at 15, and then maybe the oldest is 40.
I mean,
that you can give birth.
Well,
the earliest you can give birth. Let's say the earliest you can give birth is 15. The oldest is 40. What is that? 25 years?
40.
How can
40-ish?
How can
you?
you?
Probably 40.
So this motherfucker is 57 years older than you. How can you have? How can you have a brother?
We're gonna lock in. We're gonna lock in. It's clearly wrong.
It's not.
It's clearly wrong.
Nephew or niece. That's your uncle or something. I pay attention, bro. I'll be hearing these things, man.
All right.
I'm doing
Not
math.
90. He was born in 1938.
So what is that? How old is he?
Someone do the math on that. Hold up, I got you.
38 and 21.
He's 83. Ain't no different.
That's still 43 years older than you.
He is 83 years old, and he
Oh,
has
at
not
least
logged in
43.
6 months.
You're
He's
really not
dead.
40. You're really not 40. You're 37, right?
Huh?
That's like 45, 46, 47 years older than you.
Yeah, that's my first cousin.
Maybe he died a long time ago, though. So,
And he's from Kentucky.
all right, man. I'm exhausted.
Sorry,
This
man.
has been the worst. Been the worst fucking podcast I've ever fucking been a part of.
Oh, whatever,
Is this a
man.
po-
You learn about
What is this?
genetics today, man.
Is this a podcast or a Twitch or both?
It's both. It goes on the YouTube as a podcast. It's on the Twitch as a Twitch. It's a Twitch cast.
Before I go, I want to let you know who comedian Ryan Sickler is? He's like a podcaster dude. He's out of LA. He's like
Sounds super
he's like-
familiar.
he's part of like your mom's house or some fucking I don't know. I'm new to it. Mike Campbell fucking was a big fan, and a lot of motherfuckers know him. But I went over there and did an interview with him, and his whole podcast is about highlighting the worst moments of your life. So you give him a bullet point of all the fucking awful shit, and he just sits across from you and just like laughs at you. So that's coming out. That's coming out.
Damn.
I think August 2nd. I think that's coming out. So that it's like it's we talk about my life and things that I have never spoke about ever. Like I talk about things that I've definitely never told anybody. I
When's that
was like,
coming
fuck
out?
it, it's time. August 2nd.
Cool. Dropped in the chat.
I think. And then I got that new single coming out this Friday I'll follow up with Physical Violence.
I'm excited to hear this. Very excited to hear this.
I'll
Let's give
take-
away some headphones before we dip out of here. I don't think we've done that yet. Colin, let's end this motherfucker. Let's give some headphones away. Let's hook these people up. We've already hooked up the Gampo community quite a bit with the headphones. I know Queen Gampo has secured like 2 pairs already.
Wait, why are you giving them to the same person, man? Spread the love, dude.
Shit, they already won. Never mind. We already... I didn't see that shit. Congratulations, Mike Milano 206. He's a regular here on the Twitch channel. Enjoy your Astro A10 headphones. Damn, man. Thank you for coming on.
I appreciate it, man. We actually like worked this out for way too long. We were like changing dates and we couldn't do it here and there. And we've been trying to do this for like over a month probably.
It's all good, man. It happens when it happens. I'm gonna start like dialing back the interviews and doing like more music shit because it's just exhausting. Like I'm gonna run out of people to talk to eventually, you know?
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
And it's just like at one point we'll just be like talking to people that I don't really want to talk to.
You put
So,
these on YouTube? You put these on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's we're working on getting our YouTube now that we can have a YouTube, and we're trying to have a YouTube now. So
YouTube. Talking about Twitch, like I barely have any Twitch followers, and I've been, or not Twitch, but Twitter. And I've been on Twitter for years and years, and that was like my first thing after MySpace. I was like, I love this. This is what's up, and I've been on
Yeah.
it the whole time. Fuck that shit. YouTube. In less than a year of YouTube, I've tripled, quadrupled, quintupled my motherfucking
yeah,
Twitter.
content, right? That's exhausting though. Do you guys like sit around and plan that shit or?
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But if
gotta
you do
get
this
better
once
at
a week,
that.
it's something.
Hey, this is just a log on that fire. So,
Uh-huh.
but thanks for coming through, man. I
I
gotta.
appreciate you. You look tan.
I've been out in the sun a bunch, you know, doing yard work, being a man.
Well, you look less tan when you did that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, the underside
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
You don't want to see
Yeah.
my thighs, man. You can see through them. But man, it's always good talking to you. It's always good catching up. I'd love to catch up with you off camera and just talk about life, and we will
Really,
for sure.
Really get into the juice.
But I love you a lot, and thank you for coming through. Everybody, thanks for coming through Wired In Wednesday with Prof.
Appreciate it.
This was a great episode. You learned some vulnerable shit.
We're gonna find your parents, baby.
Yeah, find them Meltons, man. Let them know. And make sure you tune in tomorrow at midnight for Dodo from Prof.
Dodo Bird.
And if
Dodo
you missed
Bird.
that, run to his
You'll fit.
Spotify and run those numbers up, or go ahead and hit our playlist, which comes out every Friday on our Spotify and features, some of my favorite music out right now and some of my favorite musicians. And Prof's track will be #1 on that playlist, so make sure you come through and run that up for my guy. We'll be back tomorrow for happy hour. I know we normally do it on Monday, but we're doing it on Thursday. I had some shit to do this week, so we're back now. We're gonna be doing some tiki drinks tomorrow, so line up with us. And all the new viewers, join the Discord if you would like. I'm gonna drop you with a link right now, and all the recipes that we make for happy hour in the Discord, so you can fuck around and drink with us tomorrow. We'll teach you how to do it. Prof, always a pleasure. I love you lots. Make sure you guys
Appreciate it.
follow up with this guy. Social media, Spotify. There we are.
Hey, real life. Come find out where I live and follow up with me.
Come and get some real life behavior. Cheers to y'all. Peace out.